Hey guys, can you guys hear us? We're just here setting up the webcam now. We're gonna let a few people let the stream start rolling. If you guys hear us, let us know on the chat, and then we'll get started from there. Hope everyone's having a great day. Let's also check the recording and make sure it's working. So the microphone is picking up my sound.
So it's a good thing.
It should work, yeah. Can you guys check on your computer if it loads? Can everybody hear us, see us? Any problems with the stream? Everything working all right? Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Perfect. So we're gonna let a few more people roll in. I know I saw the numbers were a bit higher on the waiting list. Let's make sure that everything is working fine. And yeah, we're really glad to be here today. We're at Hong Kong in front of the Rise venue. It's 7:11 in the morning. Very aptly because we are launching on July the 11th, which is 7/11. And to us, it kind of sparks, an analogy to the convenience of our platform and what our platform aims to provide for the greater global landscape. The convenience that you see at convenience stores, the propagation of these kind of companies that have, really given the working people a chance to be empowered and go about their everyday life. So that is something that, we definitely see a lot of parallels with, and we look forward to sharing more with you. So without further ado, let's get started. And this table is a bit wobbly. Sorry for the shaky video, but we'll try not to touch the table as much as possible. So thank you guys for joining us and welcome. Today is the eventful day of our launch. It's been, a long time in the making. We've been doing a lot of important R&D as well as finding out the right focus groups to test our product with, to make sure that our product is as sustainable as it is robust for all the participants that we intend to use the platform to be able to really grow their business sustainably and be able to grow with trust. And that's the main point behind everything we do. We want to make sure that SMEs are trusted globally, and from trust, we're able to give them more cost savings, more business opportunities, access to financing, and really it's not ever ending list. We can keep on building. So in case you guys haven't met him yet, which I really doubt, he's a fantastic guy. This is Amran. He's been with me on the multiple live AMAs now.
Yes.
We're on 3 now, and this is the important one. So
I've never done YouTube clips until I met Conrad, to be honest. So this is my third one now, so I'm almost becoming a natural. But it's been a great journey since I joined the company early February. Just looking at ways that we can continuously improve, and it's been amazing to see the amount of teamwork and team spirit going into making sure that this launch goes perfectly well. Everyone's been wearing different amounts of hats as well, and contributing to effectively improve all customers' journeys around the world as well through our platform.
Lovely. So let's get into it. I see a few more people have rolled in, and I just wanted to go a bit into introducing what we're doing. A very brief introduction, just to make sure everyone is on the same page about what is a problem we're facing in the current market, what is the challenge out there, and how are we solving it? How is FintruX providing value to all the SMEs out there, and why they can't live without us? So in a nutshell, FintruX is poised to make businesses smart, efficient, and trusted by giving them smart business and financial solutions built on the blockchain. And for us, it's important that we innovate smart solutions for underserved startups and SMEs, because we see that there's a lack of infrastructure and resources for SMEs to really grow and grow sustainably. So we need to be the one-stop, end-to-end resource and solution provider for these kind of companies. Now, we've been, it's been a journey, and I'm sure you guys have known about it. We started doing blockchain R&D in 2017, building on the legacies and the learnings from working with the big institutional financial institutional clients since 2099, and we've been doing blockchain R&D since 2017 to really validate our concepts of making credit accessible to every SME out there, and being able to tokenize that concepts to really drive the right ecosystem of users and also benefits for the users. 2018 Q1, we did our fundraising. We raised a good $25 million USD in Ethereum at the time. And from there, the guns went blazing. We went to build our products. We went to do more smart contract developments. We did alpha testing. We did beta testing. And now finally, we're launching today at Rise 2019. So it's been a wonderful journey, and thank you for being a part of it. So what is the problem, right? Let's go down to brass tacks. The problem is that SMEs are lacking credit data. They're very underreported in credit data, meaning that if you go to any credit bureau out there and you ask them, hey, I want to have information on these SMEs, we see a 20% hit rate, right?
Yeah,
not even. Sometimes
exactly.
It's 15%, and it's completely irrational. That leads to a very static credit reputation overall, meaning that maybe there's gaps of history. You have underreporting for 2 years at a time, and you have no idea what these SMEs have been doing for the last 2 years, and therefore it's very risky to give them credit, whether you're a financial institution wanting to give them a loan or whether you're a supplier wanting to give them credit terms. So very more often than not, SMEs are rejected for a loan, and SMEs are also asked for cash on delivery for buying products. Now, so our solution is easy, right? We see that we need to provide alternative credit data coupled with dynamic credit reputation that's always up to date. And then we can provide risk reduction across the market for any stakeholders to deal with SMEs properly. One analogy that we've came up with very recently, and one that's been working very well for us, is that how Facebook is for consumers, LinkedIn is for professionals, and FintruX, our product, is for businesses. We see ourselves as creating a global smart network for businesses to have better business opportunities, be able to have more cost savings, and at the end of the day, transact securely, knowing that their transactions are going to reflect their credit reputation going positive or going negative, and that being the basis of trust. So what is trust, right? For us, it's a simple acronym that stands for 5 things: transparency, reputation, understanding, security, and time. You need all 5 of these to build trust. And without this, there's no way you can trust one another, whether you're individual to individual or business to business. So our platform, called the FintruX platform, is a simple and powerful platform that empowers this business to grow globally with trust. And that's the core concept of our platform. Now, of course, we have to explain, how is this trust built, right? So for us, we enable businesses to build a trust profile for their own company, which essentially is a holistic understanding of businesses and the foundation for true business relationships. What I mean by this is, if I want to do business with Amran here and he has a company, I'm able to go onto the FintruX marketplace, find Amran through a list of all the companies out there that I could be doing business with. Let's say Amran is in construction and I'm a software company. Then I can find his company and say, okay, I want to provide software services to you. And you want better than cash on delivery terms.
Yes.
How do we get past this barrier? So we connect, and then he enables me to see on the permissioned ledger his credit reputation. The payment transparency and how he's been making payments over the last 20 transactions, if he's ever defaulted before, if he's paid late payments before. And from there, I'm able to make a good decision to say whether or not I want to give him credit terms. And if I do give him credit terms, do I take a fee for that? Because I know that I'm saving him from a trip going to the bank or going to another financial institution to get the money that he probably won't be able to get anyway, given
saves him the time.
saves time, and also SMEs just have a hard time getting credit overall. So this trust profile is very important for us. And again, why I liken it to Facebook or LinkedIn is because it's something that businesses can go in and build for themselves and want to continue making sure that it's as robust as possible, as improved as possible, and as engaging as possible. So this is a foundation of them having good business opportunities and making sales, and of course capitalizing on the sales they make. Now, You might ask, how do we let business transact, right? And for us, we solve that problem with smart credits. So when a transaction is done on our platform, we actually have merged, I think for the first time, and don't quote me on this, but the way I see it is no other business has been able to properly merge a loan contract, a traditional loan contract, with the blockchain. It just hasn't been done. So what we've done actually is we have effectively merged a contract with a smart contract so that we're able to validate that transactions are being made in real life. Um, Fiat is being transferred in real life, and that is verified on our private blockchain to create that permission ledger for businesses to be able to share credit information with one another that's verified through our infrastructure. So smart credits are basically unique ledgers generated on the blockchain to verify these B2B transactions between businesses, which then helps them build global credit reputation over time. Now, our platform is very easy to use, and we're launching it actually at 11:11 today, so in around 3 hours, and I, we're able to really onboard businesses at scale because of just how easy it is to implement. It takes just 3 easy steps. We let them create a trust profile,
Yep.
and Amran, you've had experience onboarding that.
Yeah, I have
It takes
actually.
like 5 minutes.
5 minutes maximum, or not even. I think within 3 to 4 minutes, it straight away onboards customers just through this simple interface of the actual product itself. It's quite interactive and be able to sort of get all the information straight away.
Yes. And if businesses conduct any B2B transactions, once they've established a trust profile, we're able to capture that with the smart credits.
Yeah.
And effectively, they're able to negotiate credit terms and secure payments on the blockchain. So successful B2B transactions we found for the businesses that we've onboarded results in lower costs, higher sales, and easier financing at the end of the day. The important thing is that we are not competing with the financing solutions out there. We're actually working with them because by us shining a light of transparency into these companies, into these SMEs that other solutions haven't been able to correctly validate, we're able to provide easier financing for them by connecting them with the financing partners that they would need to get the fiat if they need it at the end of the day. So let's go through some of the questions that's been provided. Let's see. We have some topics that we want to go through, and of course, thank you so much for the questions that have been flooding our channels throughout the Telegram channel, throughout our Twitter. If you have any live questions currently about what I've just discussed, please feel free to ask them in our Telegram group, or better yet, on the YouTube live chat, so we can answer them immediately. So let's answer a few questions now. Let's see. So there's some questions about business development and regional plans. It's very important that we're in Asia right now. Sorry, I think we're shaking the table. Some people are saying that. Please stop kicking the table. Let's leave it. Let's leave it off. So business development has been progressing very well. We're very engaged in building networks. Onboarding networks at scale. It's very important for us to make sure that we onboard both the supply side and the demand side, and for us to kind of growth hack it to start. Maybe Amran, you can tell us a
Sure.
bit about your BD so far. How receptive have people been to our platform, and what do you see that we can really help users with?
Of course. Thanks so much for that, Conrad. I think over the last few months as well, it's been great because we've sort of identified the issues and where the issues lay. So ultimately, what we've done is sort of started connecting with associations across Singapore mainly, and looking at ways how we can actually partner up with all these associations. So the associations that we're sort of looking at partnership with is the Association of Small Medium Enterprises, Singapore Retail Association, SME Centre, and so forth. Now, we felt that once we've engaged with them, the members are sort of each and every day, the main issues are the cash flow issues. So with the cash flow issues, our product is able to help. So they've requested us to write articles, do article submissions, and also be able to help us to help their members to actually implement our solutions, to have access to better financing, and to be able to work more smarter.
So it's important you say that, Amran. So it means that we're going from a top-down approach as well as a bottom-up approach, right? Top-down approach being that, hey, my association is now telling us to do this. This seems like a good solution. Let's try it, right? Bottom-up meaning that we're getting even the managers, right? The financial accountants, the people that are managing the cash flow to also convince their bosses to say, hey, this is a solution that that works on all fronts. BD can use it, accounting can use it, the owner can use it.
Yeah.
Why don't we use it today? So for us, it's a very diverse and comprehensive solution, and it kind of alludes to the fact why we're here in Asia in general, right? Why are we here at Rise 2019? Less than 10% of the 700 startups that were invited this year to Rise are part of the growth track, and we are 1 out of 5 from Singapore that's our part of this prestigious crowd. And popular alumni of this growth track is actually Uber, Stripe,
Yep.
and
Gojek.
we're just so proud to be part of this amazing community and being recognized as one of the innovators that are providing the unique solutions and the needed solutions to this SME space. Let's go into also another question. I'm not sure where the question is. So tokenomics. I'm very glad to announce that we'll be updating the tokenomics page on the website today, and with more understanding of what the FTX token can drive in our platform. Can you pass the water? Oh, sorry. And also be able to understand how the flow of tokens happen in the platform and the flow of transactions in general. This is very important for our community to understand exactly how our ecosystem plays out, how it benefits our users, and more importantly, how it benefits the overall growth and expansion of our products. Let's ask another question as well. So Sam Grams asked a question: is the FintruX 5% acting as the ultimate level of credit enhancements is also held in FTX? I always felt this was the key when it comes to credit enhancement, but at the current price, the value in fiat is so insignificant as credit enhancement. Will it deter the platform functionality in any way? So the FintruX Reserve, again, as you mentioned, worth 5% of the total FTX supply, is actually the ultimate level of credit enhancements and is always held in FTX. Over time, the token economy would drive the valuation of the FintruX Reserve, providing dynamic levels of credit enhancements for every B2B transaction and commercial loan on the FintruX platform, and then incentivizing all businesses with preferable credit terms secured on the Trux platform. In event of any depletion in the FintruX Reserve, we're actually going to be using our profit margins of platform fees paid in fiat to purchase FTX at optimal rates in order to inject liquidity back into the FintruX Reserve. So this wouldn't be a problem. Of course, also, this is the ultimate layer. I want to stress that is because there are still 3 layers above the reserve. There's still the personal guarantee of the owner. There still is the security deposits that's on file. There's the credit risk pools, which is a 2-part actually. One part is going to be a credit risk pool from our partner financial institutions that say, hey, for any deals that match this criteria, this risk level, this maturity, then I'm happy to protect that on behalf of them, and of course collect them from them afterwards. There's also the ones from the cross-collateralization, which means that security deposits, if they want to, they can pull that together and let that fulfill a pool, a kind of insurance pool for that matter. So there's another question is, what are the regional plans for expansion as Singapore has a well-developed funding network, so parabolic growth can be overseas in the neighboring countries? Well, we will target the startup networks across the region because we see that they're one of the earliest adopters. These networks will include accelerators, incubators, and VCs. One thing that we really see, and Amran can attest to this, is that the people that need our product most are actually startups. Companies that are a year or 2 in the making. Maybe they got some VC funding, but they don't want to spend their entire VC budget on paying just cash on delivery for their products, or even finding the right vendors, or even trust it in general. Being a new business is always hard because nobody knows your track record. And even if there's a track record, it's a track record of your previous successes and not necessarily of the success you have today. So what we're doing is working with companies that have a lot of startups in their portfolio, a lot of startups in their community, so that we can effectively enable these startups to have an edge over their competition, to be able to say, hey, I'm trusted and this is why, and this is why you should do business with me. Whether you're supplying goods to me or you're my clients, we're providing a platform where businesses can really be trusted, something that is very lacking today, and be seen as good and better than their competitors to do business with. There's another question, of course, is so there's some so someone was asking about, some sort of dashboard to be able to show the transactions I've been having on our platform, as well as the smart credits that's been, integrating, and of course the users that have been added to the system. That's going to be coming in a few months. We want to slowly show the adoption over time. It's very important for us to make sure that we have a very intense on ramp of users, and making sure that the data we collect is the useful data to everyone else as well. Let's say, for example, we're collecting data about how users are being onboarded and how many are using smart credits, how many are updating their trust profile, how often they update their trust profile. These are all metrics that we'd like to gather properly and then deliver them in real time live on our website in a few months' time. Of course, our app is going to be live. We're updating the website right after this live stream. So we'll be able to see if you have a business yourself, you can actually sign up using the website and find out for yourself how the FintruX platform works and how we make a difference for you. There's also something that we want to present. Someone was asking about the roadmap. Let me just show it. You can pass that to me. Okay, perfect. So hopefully you guys can see this. Maybe it's a bit, it's probably a bit small, but I'll read it out to you guys, right? So the important thing is that we have a very robust and drafted roadmap from all the way from now to 2020. The current roadmap on the website has shown up to the progress until today, the launch of our platform, but it wasn't exactly showcasing what we want to do in the future, because we wanted to make sure that we are delivering something of value to the users and making sure that everything that we develop in lines with our products is validated by our community of users and something that they need to use. So in Q3 of 2019, which is right now, what we've developed is a way for businesses to view the credit reputation of other companies. They're able to collaborate with businesses globally. They can buy now and pay later. They can secure credit terms. They can increase business opportunities, verify business transactions, and have a global payment transparency register so that we understand who's good to do business with this quarter. The next quarter, we're going to be focusing on enabling businesses to build business alliances, think Star Alliance, but on a very decentralized scale, with benefits across the members that are joining these certain alliances and being able to communicate, I don't want to say too much, but they're able to do group activities together. They can buy now and save more. They can buy more and sell more. They can analyze their business transactions. I mentioned about the analytics. We want to first deliver a BI, a business intelligence, to the users of our platform first, so that they can make meaningful decisions based on the information gathered by our platform. We can do dynamic risk assessment with machine learning to better help the financing partners who are onboarding. B2B chatbots and a news feed for them to have more understanding about the markets they're currently in. And that's for Q4 2019. In 2020, we aim to do, there's a lot of things, but the high level is that we aim to do active engagement of business networks. We want to monetize underemployed resources. We see that just like how Airbnb solved the need for empty rental space in your home, Uber solved the need of a car sitting in your parking lots. We're trying to make it so that businesses who have underemployed resources, whether it be human or physical, are able to, essentially monetize that, right, and provide that service for other businesses elsewhere. Optimize growth with AI, very important. building in with the business analytics. An alternative credit scorecard will be developed and delivered so that anybody who wants to do lending can do lending to alternative companies. One thing we notice is that alternative lending companies are still using traditional data and they're not even using a scorecard at all at some points. So we're trying to make that process a lot more seamless and automated for the industry at a large. We're going to be doing alternative lending with risk pooling. And for 2021, that's when we're going to launch into securitization opportunities of all our smart credits so that there's instant liquidity at any point in time for the users on our platform. So there's actually a question as well that we had came in. Sorry, I'm going to drink some water quickly. And Cameron, you can read that question out for us.
Okay. What are the plans around third-party liquidity providers for when debt starts becoming securitized?
Right. So we will tap on the networks we have in North America, where we have over 90% market share in the securitization sector. And this is the bulk financing sector, if you're not familiar with our story already. But over the last 20 years, we've amassed a great network of clients, financial institutions, big banks, small banks, and also insurance companies alike, who are currently funders to these securitization deals. And they are very, very keenly interested in this new opportunity. Once we validated the platform, once we validated the credits, once we validated that the credit modeling that is on the platform matches the risk level of and appetites of the users of the platform, so that when they want to come in and fund these deals, they're validated and satisfied with results. So meaning that, when I mentioned about the credit risk pools and how the financing partners can come in, they can specifically say, okay, for any deals of this risk level, of this maturity, of this business operation years, maybe a 3 years in operation, and these kind of financials, I will protect them no matter what. So their smart credits effectively be able to be passed from 1 to 2 to 3, so that these smart credits are being able to effectively provide a service past their own supply chain and into the greater ecosystem. There's a question about how business development is in North America and Europe. That's pretty much answered in our previous questions. We really see there's a good market opportunity
Focusing
here.
more in Asia.
Yeah. So what is the market opportunity here in Asia?
I think the market opportunity in Asia is quite big because we're wanting to look at ways to continuously improve and touch different points within Asia as well. And I think there's a lot of sort of segments within Asia that we actually can utilize our product as well. And so we want to be able to purely focus on the Asia development currently at the moment.
Yeah, but that's not to say that our product isn't global.
Yeah,
we support over 130 currencies from day one. That's something that you probably want to tweet about. We're very glad that it's a global solution. Localization is there. We're just mentioning that we see that the biggest business opportunity currently for us to put at least 80% of our efforts is in Asia, especially Southeast Asia, because the infrastructure right now is still very immature. There's a lot of potential for growth. And if we are the trust, think about this, right? If you, instead of incorporating a company, you can just go on the FintruX platform and use that as your basis of social proof that you are a legitimate business to do business with, especially in companies like Cambodia or Myanmar, where they don't have a structure to set up a company as effectively if you don't have the right connections. This is big. This is huge, right? This is the key thing that you need as every business. We want it to be on the top of everyone's mind. What do I need to build a business? I need trucks. I need FintruX helping me. I need their FintruX solutions. What currencies do I need to do B2B transactions? FTX, nothing else. FTX is going to be the sole backbone of how businesses conduct transactions and do businesses in the future. That's what we truly believe, and we hope that you believe that as well. So it's very important for us to be able to, communicate effectively with our community. We really appreciate having such a diverse and engaging community with us that's always, in tune with what we're doing, always understanding what we're trying to provide, and also being able to help us promote our product to the right stakeholders. Our solution is really an effective solution for businesses globally, specifically SMEs. So if you know any SMEs that need a solution for cash flow, for finding more business, for being trusted, let them know about Trux. Let them know to come onto FintruX.com, check our solution, and be able to enjoy the benefits for decades to come. We think we're very proud of our solution, and we want everyone to enjoy it as well. There's a question coming in just now is, how do you guys comment on the recent news saying that Singapore proposes to end GST taxation on cryptocurrencies? Does this help or hinder in any way at all? Well, I think it's great. I mean, it provides a more runway for expansion. We ourselves have a very healthy burn rate that is ensuring that our roadmap that I just described is very achievable, and even we can do more. We can see that we can do more. And on top of that, it means that more growth of crypto and blockchain companies are going to be coming to Singapore. And that's exciting news for us because our whole business model, we believe, relies on partnerships, working with the right networks, working with the right financing partners, liquidity providers, working with the right people and talents that are able to help us position our product and be able to be as strong of a positioning as we know that it can be. And for us, for that, that's the important piece. That's the beauty of our products. We see that it's taking the best of all worlds in terms of distributed economies, social networks, trust networks more effectively, and putting that all together and becoming really the true business, global business network that's able to provide value for businesses to come. So I think that's pretty much our time. We're very glad that we did this today. We are going to be at Rise Conference pretty much the whole day. We have a subset of our team that's going to be heading off towards the WeWork. I think it's Lang Kwai Fong building. So LKF, and we're going to be doing a showcasing there as well. If any of you are in Hong Kong, please stop by, send a message to us through Telegram, and we'll make sure you have some tickets if you want to stop by the event and say hi. We are very, very eager to make sure that our platform is robust and ready and sell to the users at the Rise Conference. There's over 15,000 attendees, and we're excited to be presenting here and making sure that everyone knows about our solution. We'll send some pictures later on in social media. Please help us spread it out. We'll be doing an official product launch announcement as well. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk again soon. Please take care, guys.